So I have a question. What kind of baby mama are you? Have you ever thought about that? Like, when you look at yourself in the mirror, there's many categories. There's the crazy cool ones like myself, because I feel like I'm crazy, but I'm cool. Like, as long as you don't piss me off, I won't go crazy on you, and we'll be cool. So that's me, in a nutshell. But then you have other baby mamas who are fake as hell. Like, they really try to act like they're just too damn good to be in problems, but they're the ones causing the problems. They're the ones causing the drama. They're the ones gossiping about you, talking about you, looking into who you are. Like, damn. If you really want to act like a fucking spy, or if you really want to know anything about somebody, the way I do it is I go straight to the source, because I don't need that he said, she said stuff, right? So I go straight to the source. I'm that type of person. Anyway, so I'm usually a pretty predictable kind of baby mama. I'm predictable. And I think that's safe for people to know. So that way they know not to cross you. They just know to just keep it cool with you and all is good. One thing that will upset me is when somebody tries to get in the way of me being with my babies, with my kids. And that was one of the reasons why I had a lot of issues in my past. We're going to talk about my past too, because I think that it's important for people to know who I am and why I am who I am and how I got here. And a lot of it had to do with just me being too fucking cool back in the day. I was too damn nice. I didn't need no child support. I didn't need none of that shit. Because I've always been a hard worker. I've always done what I had to do. I never needed. One thing that my mom told me and the way she raised me is, you don't need no necesitas un pinche viejo. That's what my mama said. No necesitas un pinche viejo. You don't need no fucking man. You could do it by yourself. It's you and your babies. And I did that. It was me and my babies after me and my ex split up. I didn't need anything. I didn't ask for anything. And because I didn't ask for anything, obviously I had to work 2 jobs. I had to do what I needed to do. But guess what happens when you work 2 jobs and you're a hardworking woman? And unfortunately, you're not able to be there for your babies all the time because you have to have 2 jobs. You get talked about. You're an unfit mom, this and that, because you're not there with your kids. All this bullshit. The fuck am I supposed to do? You want me to go hound your brother for child support money and make his life miserable and have another reason for y'all to hate me anyway? I'd rather just cut the bullshit and tend to my shit. My shit is whatever's under my roof, my responsibility, what I need to get done. And so with that being said, I had to do what I had to do. I had to work. I had to provide. I had to be the man. I had to be the woman. I had to do it all, right? Does it look like I got time to go fucking file for fucking child support? Does it look like I got time to be in the fucking system? Does it look like I got time to be fucking living within a fucking certain income limit? Fuck that. I don't got time for that shit. In my world, in my thinking, you just keep pushing. Whatever you can't afford, you work harder to do it. If you feel like you can't get a job somewhere, you create your fucking job. You do what you gotta do to be the baby mama, the mother that you need to be. And in my head, I thought I was being right by not pressuring no man to be with me or to be a father. And in the end, because I never filed for child support and it was all just an open agreement, and Um, because my children were still using the same address as when we lived with their father, it obviously looked like my kids were not with me. It looked like they were there the whole time. So while I'm doing what I need to do, taking my kids to school and this and that and whatever, my responsibilities, picking up my kids, bringing them home, doing homework with them at the house, had my routine. All of a sudden, I find out we have court. And I didn't know what this shit was about. I thought it was just going to be for the divorce, as was told to me. In the end, it wasn't for that. It wasn't for that at all. It was for the divorce proceedings plus custody orders. Mind you, all my kids were living with me. Why do I tell you this? Because a lot of you need to know. A lot of you have gone all this fucking time thinking I was a trash ass mom a long time ago. And I let y'all think that. Because it wasn't, I don't know, I guess it wasn't important enough to let anybody know at that time. Because the way I seen it is, I got other shit to worry about. I mean, my kids are not with me. They've been taken away. My whole fucking routine changed from picking them up or waking up to them, taking them to school, doing my shit. Everything that I was used to doing was over. Can you imagine being stripped away from your routine as a parent out of nowhere? I didn't fucking do drugs. I would drink just like I do now. I love to drink. I love to chill. I love to hang out. But I'm not a fucking alcoholic. There's a big fucking difference. I didn't get lost in fucking getting all fucked up all the time and bringing around the wrong people. I didn't do that shit. I limited who would come around, and the people that did come around were my people from fucking elementary and middle school, to which this day still come through. I did nothing to jeopardize my children's safety. So anyway, when all was said and done, I mean, I had to get a lawyer of my own, and that fucking lawyer, I gave him everything he needed because I was already like, well, shit. I mean, we're already in the middle of this whole situation. I didn't know that this fool was trying to take my kids away from me. So I had to hire a lawyer, speed him up to date, give him all the information I had that proved that my children were living with me. And this motherfucker took my money and said that all the information that I had given him, all the research that I gave him, all the information, he did. So he took the money I gave him only to represent me, not to do work, only to represent what I put forward for him. He took the money and he left. That piece of shit lawyer. I tried to appeal it with the state of Texas, the State Bar of Texas, and they said that they couldn't do anything because he showed all the paperwork of what he was doing. But that paperwork was all my original shit. So I fucked up by doing that. So the day that we had our final divorce proceedings, I didn't have a lawyer to represent me. I didn't know we had court because that's why. Because he didn't tell me that we had court, because he already had something up his sleeve. And oh my gosh, it was so fucked up that I paid somebody to represent me and I did all the work just for him not to show up And because he didn't show up, and because he didn't even have the decency to at least tell me, hey, we have court, or I'm not going to represent you, so we're going to have to get another lawyer or something, my ex-husband won on a default. And at that time, I was working in doctor's offices, and the money that I was making at that time was just enough for the bills and sustain my household with no government assistance. Sorry, I'm cleaning while we're talking, so anyway. My whole life came to a fucking end that day. To have been deceived, to have been taken away, like having my children taken away, to have my routine change all of a sudden. Everything that was done was so fucked up and unfucking fair. And I even told my baby dad, why would you do that to me? I'm a good fucking mom. I love my kids. There's a big difference between the motherfuckers who love their kids and those that don't give a fuck. And it was very obvious, and I know everybody knows I love my kids. So, that was chapter 1.